This Etsy store makes $12,000 a month selling digital art prints of flowers and landscapes. And this Etsy store makes a whopping $65,000 a month with their similar vintage landscape digital artwork. And they only launched in August 2020. And there are other examples of new successful shops selling their digital artwork, which you only need to create once and can then keep selling it. This makes it a perfect business for passive income. Once a customer purchases it, Etsy gives you the money and automatically delivers the digital artwork to customers, so you have minimal customer service. Digital art also has high margins compared to e-commerce or dropshipping because your costs are just limited to the platform fees, as you're not printing, framing, or shipping anything. So in today's video, I'm going to walk through step by step how you can launch your own digital art business today with the help of AI tools to do the hard work. Make sure to stick around as I'll show you some MidJourney tricks you won't see elsewhere. First up, we have to generate ideas for the artwork. To do this, I'm going to leverage ChatGPT, which is an AI tool that can help generate ideas. You'll first need to register for an account before you can use it. I'm going to ask it to suggest popular ideas for vintage oil paintings. As you can see, it immediately generates a lot of great ideas, including landscapes, still life, nautical themes, one wildlife. It's best to refresh the output to see if it generates something better the next time around. But again, we're seeing similar thoughts as before. So let's now take these and ask ChatGPT to create a detailed AI art prompt that we can use in the next step. Let's request the AI art prompt for the landscape scenes, still life, and nautical themes. The more detailed our AI art prompts are, the better the resulting output will be in the next step. And again, it's generated richly detailed prompts with lots of descriptions as to what features to include and how the light should look and so on. And as always, let's generate a second set of prompts so we have another version for each of our themes for use in the next step. Now that we have our AI artwork prompts, it's on to step 2 to create the artwork. To create our digital art prints, we're going to use MidJourney, the latest version 5.2. MidJourney is an AI art generator that can generate unique images based on provided text prompts. Check out my other video after this for a detailed guide on how to use MidJourney. Using the Imagine command, let's paste our first landscape prompt we prepared earlier from ChatGPT and specify an aspect ratio of 2 wide to 3 high. As you can see, MidJourney is producing 4 versions for us. Unfortunately, options 1 and 2 actually show the oil painting within the frame and canvas, but this is an easy fix for next time. If we open up the options fully in the browser, I'm already liking the options 3 and 4 at the bottom. They definitely have that vintage oil painting feel and could be quite good options to list and sell. I love how MidJourney has really taken the prompt into consideration and shown the sunlight and the rays reflecting off the clouds and onto the water. To generate another option of 4, you can click this replay button here. Let's now go back and paste our second version of the landscape prompt. We're also going to stick with the aspect ratio of 2:3, but this time we're going to add a negative parameter to ensure we don't generate any frames or walls or furniture like those seen on the previous generation. Again, we have our 4 options which we can fully open up in the browser, and all 4 look great and are full artworks without any frame or canvas. Moving on, let's take a look at the output for our maritime prompt. And wow, MidJourney has done such a great job here. I love the lighthouse, but also the waves crashing to the rocks on shore. Our second maritime prompt requested a small town by the sea, a warm setting sun, and more tranquil water with multiple boats in the sea, which again, MidJourney has delivered superbly. The final step here is to select our favorites from each of the 4 options by pressing the corresponding U upscale button for each to obtain the full-size image. These are the full-size MidJourney outputs I selected. First, the beautiful rural cottage at sunset. Second, this beautiful farmhouse during the day with the sheep. And third, the maritime scene with the lighthouse and boats. The next step is to create variations for each artwork in different sizes for our customers. If we look at FrameBridge, a framing company for digital photos, we can see common sizes that customers request when printing and framing their art. Resizing our artwork is especially easy with the latest MidJourney version 5.2. All you need to do is click Custom Zoom, keep the zoom at 1 so we don't change the zoom of the image, and then change the aspect ratio by modifying the AR parameter. Let's first try going much larger with a landscape image of ratio 4 wide to 3 high. As you can see, MidJourney is busy at work in creating 4 versions which keep the input image at the center but generate additional artwork detail on either side. I think I like the second option in the top right, so let's upscale that by pressing U2. Comparing it with the original, you can see MidJourney has done a great job in extending the artwork and keeping the center of it consistent. Remember, if you're increasing the size from the original artwork and adding new detail, start with the largest size first and then work down from the largest version to ensure consistency in the art. Let's go back to our original image and try a crop that is the same width but shorter in height. Again, keeping the zoom at 1, we try an aspect ratio of 11 wide to 14 high. You might be curious to see how the 4 outputs will differ. Thankfully, as expected, given we're just cropping down the image to a shorter height, all 4 versions are exactly the same. This is a new feature of MidJourney 5.2 and saves us from having to crop the photos manually in tools such as Photoshop. Step 4 is to take all the various crops for each artwork and upscale them even more so that they are sharp should the customer choose to print on a high quality canvas. To do this, I'm going to be using the free upscaler at the website upscale.media. Simply drag your original image and the tool will begin processing your image. Once ready, make sure the enhanced quality is set to on in order to get a good result. And as you can see in this example, the upscaler has done a great job in sharpening and adding detail to the chimney bricks, the bushes, the rocks in front of the cottage, and even the clouds in the sky. Comparing the original versus the upscaled side by side really shows the difference in the improvement. Even small details like the leaves by the door or the door handles are now much sharper. After we've upscaled all the crops for each artwork, we now need to upload them to DropBox so that our customers can instantly obtain the high quality files immediately after purchase. We need to put them on DropBox because the files would be too big for Etsy to store and deliver. To do this, simply go to dropbox.com and register. Then, back on your computer, make sure you have all the crops for one artwork in a folder, such as this 4x3 we made earlier and this 11x14. Then ensure the folder is named exactly like the artwork. We can now upload to Dropbox by dragging the entire folder onto the Dropbox website. It doesn't really matter where it's uploaded onto Dropbox, as the customer will only be able to view that folder. Once it's finished uploading, you can select Copy Link to get the public link to view that folder. Remember, anyone with this link can now access that folder. If we visit this folder in incognito, like the customer would, you can see that the customer only has access to that specific folder, which contains all the crops for just that artwork. Our second to last step is to prepare both mockups for our Etsy listing photos, as well as the download poster, which Etsy will deliver upon purchase. We're going to be using Canva to generate this. After signing up, go to the included Canva elements on the left and search art frame mockups to see the many options Canva provides. Under graphics, you could choose these simple art frames in various dimensions. However, I think it's better to go for the photos, which provide more interesting options that really show the art frame in various environments, such as in a hallway, or office, or bathroom, or on a shelf with other plants and light fixtures. Let's choose this one right here. The first step is to make the graphic fill the canvas. Then, we drag in our art before trimming and cropping our art to fit perfectly within the frame. Finally, hit share, download, and download as PNG to obtain the image. I think this mockup looks great and will work well as our primary listing photo on Etsy. Next, we need to prepare the Etsy download page. Let's create a new page in Canva and again drag the artwork in. Then go to text on the left and add a text box, increase the size of it, and call it download here. Then grab the Dropbox links we created earlier and hyperlink it to that text. Finally, hit share, download, but download this as a PDF file to keep the link clickable. As you can see, this PDF has a download link hyperlink to download. Clicking this leads the customer straight to the Dropbox folder with their purchased artwork. Our last step is to create the Etsy store and the Etsy listings with all the components we've prepared. Etsy is a great platform to use as it already receives millions of visitors. The fees you'll be charged roughly total 10% and are made up of 20-cent listing fees, 6.5% transaction fees, and 3% payment fees depending on where you live. To start, scroll to the bottom and click Sell on Etsy. You'll then need to register for an Etsy account. Once we've done this, we can go about creating our listing. For listing photos, this is where we'd add our mockups that we prepared earlier. We can also fix the thumbnail and ensure that the artwork is centered. Then, complete all the details for the listing, such as the title of your work, the description, and when it was made. Make sure to select the product type as digital and continue completing the required information. Lastly, under digital files, this is where we're going to upload the PDF download poster we prepared earlier. Then, each time a customer purchases this listing, Etsy will automatically send them this PDF poster which contains the link for the customers to go to the full-size version for all the crops. And there you have all the steps required to create your artwork and set up your Etsy listings. Remember, the more listings you have determines the success and revenue you'll make. So go ahead and try this today, and make sure you watch my other videos for additional guidance with MidJourney.